matter your age or how many games in your life you've played witness to, there is something special about the celebration of your team reaching postseason baseball. Year after year of 162-game journeys brings everyone together for the moments of exhilaration and gut-wrenching setbacks. 4,037 days have passed since the last time your Phillies have clinched a postseason berth. It is time to ring the bell. Oh, the Marlins certainly helped out the Phillies yesterday. We were on the bus when the Marlins wound up beating the Brewers, and the celebration was loud and it was boisterous. And the same celebration was in the clubhouse as well. Pretty cool how the Marlins used the PH where they said filled with joy. Well, the Phillies hope they're going to be filled with joy tonight here at Minute Maid Park as they get set to take on the Houston Astros, who have won 104 games on the year. So the standings look like this. The story is 1. The Phillies' magic number is 1. The Phillies are 1 game behind the San Diego Padres for the number 2 spot in the wild card. They could celebrate tonight. Fingers crossed that they will celebrate tonight. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Ruben Amaro Jr. So you were the general manager the last time the Phillies celebrated in this ballpark, but they did it about 3 weeks earlier than this with Roy Halladay out on the mound. There's some excitement you can tell from the fan base that's here, from the clubhouse, and even from the guy that's pitching here tonight, because there's a certain number that's been following him and a lot of other players.
It's really exciting time for everybody in this organization, and it's so nice to have Aaron Nola be on the mound right now. It's so fitting as far as I'm concerned, because you talk about the most regular season starts without a postseason appearance, and you see Aaron Nola right there towards the top. He and Zach Wheeler. And you'd love to have Aaron be on the mound to win this ball game and take this Phillies ball club to the playoffs. And we're taking a look at his debut. Look how young he looks. He looks like a
really
child.
Young.
I mean, this is a very exciting time for the organization. He was one of our best first-round picks. And to have him debut the way he did, 6 great innings, basically just 1 run. Unfortunately, he did not get the W because it was a little bit of a harbinger. He didn't get a whole lot of support that day.
Yeah, he didn't get a whole lot of support. That's the case even this year. So he debuted on July 21st against the Tampa Bay Rays. 77 wins. No doubt he should have more. Think about this year. The Phillies are under 500 when he is on the mound, but 1,371 strikeouts. He's on the cusp of getting over 200 innings again. He's been incredible, I think, from a Phillies standpoint, and it's really cool that he's on the mound today with the Phillies looking and needing a win to get to the postseason for the first time since 2011. Now, this is not going to be easy, of course, because the Astros are really good. Lance McCullers is on the mound for Houston tonight, making his 8th start of the season. There's Hector Neris. He was on the mound when the Astros clinched the American League West, had a chance to go to the postseason. The Phillies hope they're doing that. We'll talk about the Astros when we come back. Phillies baseball.
Introducing the Hyundai Evolve showroom on Amazon. A new way to shop for your next vehicle. Design your Hyundai from hundreds of combinations of models, trims, and colors. And Amazon will find it for you in real time. Easily estimate payments with our financial calculator. And when you're ready, we can connect you with a Hyundai dealer for a test drive. Discover how easy vehicle shopping can be. Visit the Hyundai Evolve showroom, only on Amazon.
White Sox win!
questions about our policy.
And what if it's late at night?
And what if someone still calls us mom for everything?
At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs. Hey, Mom.
Who?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Play So Rare MLB, a free revolutionary fantasy game that transforms fans into general managers. Build your team with ownable digital player cards. Based on your player's performance on the field, win rewards like game tickets, merch, and much more. Draft your set of free cards now.
Hello, welcome. Good morning, welcome to QT.
We're all about customization, and we'll let you build the sandwich of your dreams.
I always get the Italians, just made better than anywhere else.
We have premium meats, toppings, the veggies, the sauces. I guarantee you're gonna like it.
QT, more than a gas station.
We owe great times to good friends, to the glasses that spark conversation, to the ideas that then pour out. Ours came from a night like that, and somehow survived the morning after.
They have the second best record in Major League Baseball behind the Dodgers. They're one of 3 teams to reach 100 victories here in 2022. They've got a great rotation. They've got an excellent bullpen, and their lineup is stacked. And this guy is the foundation piece.
Right in the middle of this lineup, and Yordan Alvarez is probably the best left-handed hitter in the AL. I mean, I love the way he swings the bat. Not only does he hit for power, he can hit for average. He stands in that middle of that lineup, and after that 5th guy in that lineup, though, it gets a little lighter. So Aaron Nolan's going to have to be tough against the first 5.
Yeah, in fact, Dusty Baker did say today that most of his regulars would play at least 5 innings or 6, depending on how the game is going. Here are the numbers for Yordan Alvarez. 2nd in OPS in the American League. 3rd in home runs. Nobody's going to catch Aaron Judge. Tied for 4th in walks. Tied for 5th in RBIs. You can go through those numbers. I mean, a 301 average as well. Well, a very young-looking Aaron Nola is warming up, getting set for tonight's ball game. Lineups at first pitch when we return.
Who drinks Budweiser? Well, you know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. And the ones who follow their passion. They say all people are 6 degrees apart, but some are just a 6-pack away. The people who share the same spirit, share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Date night, medium rare.
Yeehaw!
Hello, boys.
Take the over. Muscles.
Omakase. Lady freaking Gaga?
Who loves you?
MGM, baby.
You got a minute? How about all weekend? Let's go. Ahora. I'm a Miami hotel. I'm looking for someone who loves Art Deco elegance, good times, and unexpected flavors. Someone who likes it hot but knows how to keep their cool. A white sand beach where you can see the sunrise. Way better than whatever you were going to binge watch this weekend. And you can be here in half the time. Find me at Hotels.com.
Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you so you can do not taxes.
Value on unlimited gig speed internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data. Learn more at xfinity.com/gig. Well, the roof is closed here in Houston. It was a very nice day. Beautiful. Very comfortable. Temperatures were in the low 80s. Temperatures supposed to be in the 70s here tonight. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi only from Xfinity. Kyle Schwarber leads things off. Rhys Hoskins bats second. Bryce Harper third. Then JT, Alec Bowman, Castellanos, Brandon Marsh against the Astros this year, 281, 285 in a Phillies uniform. And they'll face right-hander Lance McCullers, who's very curveball happy, but it's a really good curveball. A 2.38 ERA. In fact, you go through this rotation, Ruben, one guy after another has a sub-3 ERA.
Yeah, just a tremendous rotation and a lot of depth to it, too. It looks like Verlander's going to be in that number 1 hole for them. Yeah. And they pretty much said it. I think McCullers is going to be the 3rd guy, and they got Framber Valdez, who's just been outstanding this year as well. So that's their top 3, and it will be interesting to see how McCullers throws the ball. He hasn't thrown since September 21st.
Well, the first pitch of the night, and the Phillies hope it's a special night, is hit in the air to deep left field. Mancini's going back. It is gone! Kyle Schwarber the opposite way is giving the Phils a 1-0 lead right out of the gates. It's his 45th home run of the season.
Wow, did he make a statement. He didn't wait around for that breaking ball. He got a first pitch fastball and did exactly what you're supposed to do with it. It was out over the plate. And this ball would have been gone out of any place. Not just the Crawford boxes, but just a great swing. And he has been the spark plug again. If he's one of those guys, that can get super hot. I mean, as hot as anybody in all of baseball, and I like what I'm seeing right now out of Schwartz.
Well, that is really incredible way to start this game. 1-0 Phillies on top. His 7th leadoff home run, and Rhys Hoskins takes inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. 45 home runs now for Schwarber, 93 runs batted in, and that's 198 career home runs. Bouncer left side, and Altuve cuts off Pena and makes the play. 4-3 on the putout. Our Citizen stats leader, Citizens the official bank of the Phillies, and he's number 2 behind Aaron Judge, who, you know, he's not going to be caught by anybody. Alonso with 40. Mike Trout has climbed up to 39 home runs on the year for the Angels.
In a hurry. But Kyle Schwarber, I mean, just one of the most productive one-hole hitters in all of baseball, and racking up the RBIs as well. It's not just about the home runs. He's driving in some people because we're getting some of those guys in the back part of the lineup are getting on for him.
Well, here's Bryce Harper. Harper 2 for 15 with a run scored in the series against the Nationals, and he fires a curveball foul into the seats. And it's 0-1.
Now, Rob Thompson talked a lot about Harp trying to drive the ball the opposite way, try to get himself straight again, and this is a great place to do it because of the Crawford boxes being so short. Nice spot to be driving the ball the opposite way here.
Up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harper's hitting 192 in the month of September. I mean, he's no doubt frustrated by it, but if he can get hot this week and the Phillies can get it to the postseason, what a weapon he will be. 1-2.
Clearly one of the best hitters in all of baseball, and he's just going through a little bit of a funk right now, and well, it would be lovely if he starts getting hot now.
Dusty Baker's done an excellent job as the manager of the Astros. He really has done an excellent job no matter where he goes as a skipper. Now the 1-2 pitch. That one's hooked out to right. Kyle Tucker's there. 2 outs here in the first.
Yeah, you mentioned Dusty Baker. I mean, he was the perfect guy for this franchise, especially after the troubles that they went through regarding that scandal. And he's been very steady. He knows how to win. He understands the players. He's actually one of the guys that I always wanted to play for, Tom. Never got an opportunity to do that. But if I was a free agent, that was the one guy I would have loved to have played for.
Two outs. Here's JT.
Wasn't good enough to play for his teams, I don't think.
Ball's hit foul. JT's home run yesterday. How about him going up top here? I mean, this is a high pitch. Our giant home run replay.
Yeah, he attacked this ball very well. To get his barrel to this ball was pretty impressive. And he's been driving the ball the opposite way with regularity. That is your giant home run replay. Something I've been really impressed with in the second half of this season, because there was a lot of talk about where did his power go in the first half. Well, he's displayed it in this second half.
Overall, 275 with 22 home runs, a breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bit outside. Maldonado tried to buy this one.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but McCullers will throw a ton of breaking pitches, 27% curveballs, 25% sliders. He'll mix in some sinkers and changeups, a cutter from time to time, but he throws a lot of spinners up there and has had a lot of success doing it.
That was a changeup that didn't come close to the plate.
He was pulled from his last start because he was ill. And hasn't started for about over 10 days.
Ground ball toward the hole, and Pena can't get it. A base hit for JT. 6th hit of this road trip. One of the last 2 series for JT. Lance McCullers, StatCast powered by Google Cloud. A look at his pitches this year.
He throws a ton of curveballs and sliders. As I said, he'll mix it up with that 5-pitch mix, and he's one of those guys that just is not afraid. He'll go right after the hitters, and I think that's what Dusty Baker likes the most about him, and one of the reasons why he's the 3rd guy in their rotation in the playoffs.
Astros signed him to a contract extension, 5 years, $85 million. That'll take him through the 26th season. Here's Alec Boehm hitting .282 with 13 home runs. Had a pitch outside.
Yeah, McCullers on the IL for much of the season, and really didn't debut until August. And you know, this is a guy who had serious forearm problems, and there was some question about whether or not it was going to be a Tommy John situation, but he rehabbed after getting hurt in the playoffs last year and returned just in time for them to make a run here.
Real Muto leads off first. Breaking ball just a bit low. McCullers turned 29 yesterday. Maldonado is saying something to Larry Vanover, the crew chief. It's tough to miss him. He's really bright orange behind the plate.
He sure is.
There's Larry. He's not orange. Maldonado is, though.
He sure is.
Two and one.
Well, McCullers won't miss. You can certainly see his target. That's a lot of orange.
Yeah. They got their City Connect uniforms on. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alec Boehm, 2 for 17 in the series against the Nationals. Fouls that one back to our right.
Again, steady diet of breaking balls. And that's really is his calling card. He will try to zip that fastball in with 2 strikes from time to time, but really tries to get that chase slider. He'd throw that slider and breaking ball for strikes early in the count, and then try to work off the plate to have guys swing over it later on in the count.
JT goes, pitches outside, throw to second base, and he is out at second base. JT's not arguing, so that's the first time this year that JT, after 21 consecutive steals, is called out trying to steal by Martin Maldonado. Kyle Schwarber, though, the good news is he's given the Phillies a 1-0 lead, as he's done often this year. Towering home run to left. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning.
I was born on the south side of Chicago. It's been a long road, but now I'm working for Schwab. I love to help people understand the world through their lens and invest accordingly. You can call us Christmas Eve at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna always make sure that you have all of the financial tools and support to secure your financial future. That means a lot for my community and for every community.
That's it?
Yeah. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easy to compare home insurance options.
Man, I told my wife I'd been here for hours. What do we do now?
Relive.
And Aaron Nola out on the hill warming up, getting set to face the Astros. Let's look at the Astros lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi only from Xfinity. Jose Altuve will lead things off. Then Jeremy Pena. Whoa, what a find he's been as the rookie shortstop. Yordan Alvarez, though, he's the guy that you have to be careful of because he's the power guy for the Astros. This season, his OPS is second best in Major League Baseball. And there's Aaron Nola. Nola under 500 with his win-loss record, but 32nd start, an ERA of 3.36.
In his last start, he actually was throwing the ball very well, and then he had a very tough one inning that really kind of took the Phillies out of that game and unfortunately got the loss. But it's all about his fastball command, being able to move his four-seamer and his sinker to both sides of the plate.
So here's Altuve to lead things off. He's having another stellar year, hitting .297 with 28 home runs. At 57 RBIs, hitting .337 since the 1st of August. .155 hits on the year. A bit outside, 1-1.
And Altuve's always kind of been the spark plug for this club over the last several years. He hitting either in the 1 or the 2 hole, somewhere at the top of the lineup, making things happen. And a combination of speed and power. For a little guy, he can really generate some bat speed.
Pulls it foul past the third base coach's box. And the count holds 1-2. Noah, 73 career victories, 57 losses. He's 5-3 lifetime against the Houston Astros. But it's been a few years since he last faced them. Or excuse me, he's 1-0 against the Astros. 6 innings, 4 hits his last outing against them.
That was way back in July 26 of 2017.
Yeah. Curveball, tap foul.
So really no advantage to either one of these teams because it's the first time that the Phillies have faced Lance McCullers.
Rob Thompson very calm today. Everybody kept saying, how you doing? How you feeling today? He said, why is everybody worried about how I'm feeling today?
It's the same old Rob Thompson.
It is the same old Rob Thompson. 1-2 pitch coming inside, 2-2.
Say the same thing for Aaron Nola, just a calm, steady presence out there, and saw a little bit of emotion out of him. Yes, last time when he came out of the game, he was not very happy about that one inning.
No. Hit to the right side. Segura's got a range to his left. Altuve's not really running, so they're able to throw him out. And there's one away. Aaron Nola's career with the Phillies, 77-62. A 3.62 ERA. 7th most strikeouts in Phillies franchise history.
I'm really impressed by that whip number, the 1.13. I mean, that's not allowing a whole lot of base runners on, and his ratios from strikeouts to walks has just been tremendous.
Jeremy Pena, the batter, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Well, on behalf of all the Phillies fans, we'd like to thank you for drafting him and not picking somebody else. Who else would you have picked? Conforto? Somebody like that?
Yeah, there were some pretty good bats. I mean, it was a great draft that year, and we had seen all of them. I mean, it was a very important draft for us, but I really felt the organization needed to develop some pitching, and he was going to be the quickest guy to the big leagues that we saw, who was going to still be available. I think Carlos Rodon was in that draft, and he was a guy who was going to move fast out of NC State.
And he went earlier.
And we just felt like Aaron was the right guy for the Philadelphia Phillies.
0-2 to Pena. Swing and a miss. He could not handle the curveball in this at bat, so 2 outs here in the first.
Well, it's clear they had a plan against Pena. They decided to flip up some breaking balls, and this was a very good one, 0-2, and Pena no chance on that knuckle curve. And one of the things that really impressed me about Aaron Nola was how relaxed he was, even in really tight situations, even as an amateur. When he was pitching for Louisiana State University, I mean, you're pitching at SEC. It's big-time baseball, man. There's 15,000 people in the ballpark every day.
Yordan Alvarez takes outside, just missed on the outer edge. Alvarez 301 with 37 home runs, 96 runs batted in on the year. Outside again, 2-0. That was way outside.
Second consecutive year that Yordan Alvarez had to be considered as one of the possible MVPs. Clearly, it's Aaron Judge this year, and Shohei Ohtani has been just amazing. But this guy's right there with him.
Pulls a curveball foul. Yeah, 37 home runs, 96 runs batted in. His isolated power, which sort of registers the extra base hits, is at 307. That's through the roof. Fastball, belt high, 2-2. Aaron Nola going right after him on that pitch.
And again, he's really trusted his fastball this season and utilizing it very effectively on both sides of the plate.
And a called strike three. Came back with a two-seamer on the inner half, and he picks up 2 strikeouts. 228 strikeouts now on the year for Aaron Nola. Alvarez thought it was in tight. It was at one point, but then it wasn't at the ends. We'll go to the second. It's the Phillies 1 and the Astros nothing.
SiriusXM. Listen like you're there.
Season. Get your season tickets now. Plans start at 13 games. Go to Phillies.com/season tickets to secure your seats today. Alec Bohm was up when JT Realmuto was thrown out trying to steal. Amazing for JT. It's the first time this year he's been caught stealing. 21 for 21.
What a run.
Amazing run. Right down the middle for a strike, 0-2. Over to third, charging is Bregman, and he quickly got to it and cut off the last hop, so he's able to throw out Bohm. One away.
Yeah, Bregman's basically a shortstop playing third base. I mean, he could play anywhere in the infield. I had an opportunity to watch him play also at LSU, and he's a very complete player, excellent range, quick actions, and because of his power and because of who they've had at shortstop, they've moved him to third base, and he's been tremendous over there. He's Gold Glove level third baseman.
Now with one away, here's Castellanos. Castellanos, 7 games since he's returned from the IL, 6 for 21 with 1 RBI. An update from Milwaukee. Milwaukee had taken a 1-0 lead, but then Arizona tied it up. Cooper Hummel, solo home run. That one's pulled toward the left side under the glove of Bregman, picked up by Pena, and he zips the throw across the diamond impressively. 2 outs.
Well, they certainly have not missed a beat with Carlos Correa being gone. This young man was waiting in the wings, and Pena has been very impressive. Another excellent athlete on the left side of that diamond. And that's the thing that Houston does extremely well. They catch the baseball. They can catch it all over the field, and he makes a beautiful play. Quick release. Perfect throw to Gurriel.
Brandon Marsh, the batter. Marsh, 4 for 11 with 3 runs scored against the Nationals. And he takes on the outside corner. It's 0-1. His average at 243 with 11 homers and 51 runs batted in. A little high, 1 ball, 1 strike. He homered in that series against the Nationals, and it was a bullet into the bullpen. In fact, he may not have been able to do it if it weren't for our own Rob Brooks, because when he arrived at the ballpark the other day, he had forgotten his wallet, so they wouldn't let him in.
Really?
The guard Googled him, and it said he was part of the Angels organization. So then Rob walked in and said, no, he's with us.
He's a Philly.
Now, I've got to say that we entered the same gate for all 3 days we were in D.C., and all we did was wave.
That's right.
And we just went in.
Well, you're much more recognizable.
I guess.
You're big in D.C.
2-1 is low. 3-1. I told him that. I said, we just waved.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to show them you know exactly what you're doing and just roll right through.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impressed by that, too.
Well, my thought is
you got that in your game, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. My thought is that there's only one other person that looks like him, and he's Charlie Blackmon from the Rockies. So, what did the guy think he was doing? 3-2.
He's got a little Jason Worth working as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Odds powered by PointsBet. Money line coming in tonight. Phillies at +105, Houston at 120, and then currently it's kind of flipped.
Flip-flop.
With that leadoff home run by Schwarber. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Marsh. And a breaking ball and a called strike 3. First strikeout for McCullers. He went backdoor with that one to Marsh, who had decent numbers against McCullers too, and the Astros will go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Phils.
Hey, Greg, Rena here. Want to show me the problem with the chair? Greg, it's going to be okay. I'm adding in Mike from the assembly
team. The manual and everything. I don't get it.
Greg, I'm adding in Mike.
I'm here, Greg. Hang tight.
It's okay. Mike and I are looking into what's wrong with the chair, but right now I need you to breathe in.
Okay, I think I found the problem. Coming at you.
Looks like you used the wrong screw. How about we reassemble this chair together?
Meet the needs of your customers on Zoom Contact Center.
That's it?
Yeah. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easy to compare home insurance options.
Man, I told my wife I'd be in here for hours. What do we do now?
We live.
Save time and money with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. What you do afterwards is up to you.
Oh, I was actually just thinking I would take a nap. Pretty tired.
Okay.
Only one game ahead of the Phillies for the number 2 spot, and the Braves have taken over the top spot in the East, which means the Mets are now a wild card team.
And the best thing that has happened to the Phillies in this scenario is that they have matters in their own hands. You know, they just have to win baseball games and let everything else take care of themselves. And I know this is no easy task against the Houston Astros, a good ball club. But that's the kind of position you want to be in when you get down to the nitty-gritty here towards the end of the season.
1 ball, no strikes. Nola facing Alex Bregman, his former college roommate. Ground ball left side, and Stott diving play, gets to his feet, throws to first on 1 hop, in time to get Bregman. And Bryson Stott has patented that 1-hop throw. Davey Concepcion used to do it on the turf in Cincinnati. He's not using turf, but he's certainly using the bounce to get it to first.
Yeah, excellent play. He ranges hard to his left, pops up, and then fires a bullet down with that 1-hopper again. And Gene Segura kind of messing with him a little bit, and bounced when they were throwing the ball around. He kind of bounced it to him when he was about 4 feet away from him. But excellent play by the young man, and he's been playing very, very good baseball all around lately, and it's nice to see him do it on both sides of the ball right now.
So 1 away, Kyle Tucker, the batter. Tucker became the 18th player in Astros history to reach 100 RBIs in a season. He has 104 to go along with 29 home runs. He had a long hitting streak back in August. He had a 17-game hitting streak. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Got a chance to see this kid at Plant High School when he was getting ready to sign. A very strange swing, but one of those swings that his barrel stays in the zone a long time, giving him a huge margin for error as far as contact is concerned.
Stott this time on the right side. Doesn't have to bounce it. 2 outs.
He's used to making that play from that side of the field. When Didi Gregorius was a shortstop, he was playing a lot of second base. Obviously, Segura was down on the injured list, and Stott did a heck of a job there at second base as well.
Well, now here's Yuli Gurriel, who was 6 for 15 on this homestand after going 5 for 11 against the Rays. Fastball right down the chute, and it's 0-1.
Has not been a typical Yuli Gurriel season. A lot of talk about him possibly getting traded or released, looking for somebody with a little bit more pop at first base. I think that's one of the reasons why they traded for Trey Mancini.
That one's out to left center field. On the run is Marsh. He got an excellent jump, plenty of room out there, and he makes the catch. That's 7 pitches, so 21 pitches through 2 for Aaron Nola. We'll go to the 3rd. Phillies up 1-0.
Hey, I'm a Palm Springs hotel. I got the desert air, sun-kissed pools, and shady hideaways. I'm looking for someone who can decide on a Friday night that a one-night commitment is a fine idea. What do you say? Meet me at Hotels.com.
Play So Rare MLB, a free revolutionary fantasy game that transforms fans into general managers. Build your team with ownable digital player cards. Based on your player's performance on the field, win rewards like game tickets, merch, and much more. Draft your set of free cards now.
Showtime! That baby's way gone! Julio! Sox win!
Pitch-by-pitch features, select live broadcast coverage, and more. You won't miss a beat. Download the MLB app today. Top of the third inning. Gene Segura will lead it off. And there are a lot of Phillies fans that are here tonight that are scheduled to be here for this week series.
Yeah, we need them to be celebrating sometime real soon.
At a first pitch in there, it's 0-1.
Talking during the break a little bit about this delivery from Lance McCullers, and you don't see a whole lot of guys going over his head and in that kind of Juan Marichal type style, and that's kind of old school. I always thought, and my dad always used to talk about the deception and creating deception for the hitter. It's one of the things that really, I mean, you start looking at all the movement that a pitcher has, and it kind of messes with you. When it's tough to pick up that release point when a guy has got that kind of movement. Remember Paul Bird doing it? That was one of the guys that went over his head as well. He used to drop down a little bit, but I think that creates a lot of difficulty when you're trying to concentrate on the release point.
Swing at a foul, and it remains 1-2. Yeah, then he throws in what he did a couple pitches ago where he didn't go over the top. So,
yeah, I mean, as I said, I mean, it's about disrupting the timing of the hitter and messing with his eyes and his ability to time what he is doing each time, and that's exactly what Lance McCullers does very well.
And Segura, it looks like, is down on strikes. Yep, they're going to throw it around. Gene says that the ball was in the dirt. And here comes the first base umpire, Dan Bellino. He's a lawyer, so he's objecting.
Well, he's telling Larry Vanover that the ball did hit the dirt.
No, it didn't.
It did not.
No, it didn't.
It surely did not.
Well, that's a break for the Phillies. Gene's
Sure
going to
is.
keep on hitting here.
Thanks, Dan.
The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's another look.
And this is closer to the angle that Dan Bellino had. And maybe he got blocked off by the glove.
Yeah, out to shortstop. Pena has it, throws to first. One away.
Poetic justice, I guess, Tom.
And now Bryson Stott coming up. Stott 6 for 14 in the series against the Nationals. 3 runs scored, a couple doubles, 4 RBIs. Hitting .232 overall.
He was 6 for 14, but he could have been 10 for 14 with the way he was swinging the bat, hitting the ball hard all over the diamond, and he didn't do a lot of tough luck on top of all the base hits he got.
Up high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. See the infielders, the way they're set up. Ball is tapped to the right of the mound. McCullers can't get it. Gurriel does. McCullers covers. That was almost an outstanding play, but Stott runs so well, it's hard to get him. It'll be an infield hit.
Yeah, as I said before, they have excellent fielders all over the diamond, and Yuli Gurriel makes a very athletic play. He doesn't run all that well, but look at the quick release here. That was a perfect strike to Lance McCullers. Bryson Stott was busting it.
It was close. Schwarber homered the opposite way his first time up. on the first pitch of the night, his 7th leadoff home run of the year. 45 home runs now. Pulls that one foul past Paco's feet. And it's 0-1. Well, here's that home run. I mean, it was a shot.
Yeah, this is a fastball that was supposed to be in. He did not get it in enough, and Kyle Schwarber crushes it to left field. And I think he chipped some concrete out there.
He may have. During BP today, I mean, the signs out there, they echo when you hit them, and there were a lot of guys hitting them. Off the outside corner, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Threw him a slider, and it's 1-2. Ruben mentioned we're not sure how long the starters for the Astros will go. The starting pitchers will go. Dusty Baker clarified some remarks he made the other day today and said that the starters, as the breaking ball is outside 2-2, are going to give way to the bullpen a little earlier than what they normally would do. So it's not that he doesn't want to win the games, but he said he's preparing for the playoffs. I mean, they already know that they're not in the wild card round. They're going to go to the division series. And he said the starters in the lineup will get 2, maybe 3 at-bats, depending on how the game is. And a 2-2 is low, 3-2 with 1 out.
I did have an opportunity to talk to Dusty about that. He wants to keep his players ready, but he also wants to keep, the integrity of the game intact. I mean, this is a situation where things have not been decided yet. But he also has to take care of his team and make sure that that nobody gets hurt. He wants to make sure they're prepared for their playoff run.
Pitch is outside, and going to second is Stott. He'll slide it anyway. It'll be ball 4. Now that puts runners on first and second with 1 man down. And it brings Rhys Hoskins up. The Phillies and Dentistry for Life are teaming up to announce Operation Smiles for Freedom, a smile makeover giveaway for veterans. Nominations and entries for the free smile giveaway must be submitted by Veterans Day on Friday, November 11th. Visit Phillies.com/smilesforfreedom for more information. So with 1 man down, Rhys Hoskins the hitter. He grounded out his first time up.
Couple of very good at-bats by Kyle Schwarber, being aggressive and then patient in his second at-bat.
Yeah. First pitch in there, 0-1, right down the middle with a breaking ball.
He really does have uncanny command with that breaking stuff, and what makes him so effective.
Just a bit inside. Since 2017, Rhys has played in 666 games, this being number 666. He has seen some rough years for the Phillies, just as the fans have over the last 11. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bouncer back toward the middle. Pena waits for it. Flips to Altuve for one. Quickly to first. A 6-4-3 double play. Side is retired. No runs. One hit. And the Phillies leave one. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0. Phillies on top.
They think that I'm a new jack, but only if they knew that. They who think wrong or they who can't do that style that I'm doing, they might ruin. You can get for this. I ain't no joke.
PlayStation. Play So Rare MLB, a free revolutionary fantasy game that transforms fans into general managers. Build your team with ownable digital player cards. Based on your player's performance on the field, win rewards like game tickets, merch, and much more. Draft your set of free cards now.
COVID-19 and being overweight makes it more risky. I'm calling my doctor. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Authorized for emergency use, Paxlovid is an oral treatment for people 12 and up who have mild to moderate COVID-19 and have a high risk factor for it becoming severe.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Having even one risk factor, like being over 50, diabetes, or smoking, increases your chances of severe COVID. Taken within 5 days of symptoms, Paxlovid reduced the risk of developing severe COVID-19 by 86%.
Paxlovid may strengthen or weaken other medicines. Taking it with certain medicines may cause life-threatening side effects or affect how Paxlovid works. So it's critical to tell your doctor about all medicines you take, including herbal supplements, because lab tests or changing the dose of your medicines may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have any serious illnesses, allergies, liver or kidney disease, are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, are breastfeeding or
Personalized Phillies birth certificate, specialty Fanavision birth announcement photo, Phillies monthly milestone blanket, and more. Make your little one a fan for life. Join now at Phillies.com/Kids Club.
I hope that baby wasn't eating too much before that. She's bouncing pretty aggressively.
Well,
beautiful baby, though.
Waited a half hour, just like when you go into a pool. There's Aaron Nola, who's got 2 scoreless innings so far, 21 pitches. And he'll face Trey Mancini, Jake Myers, and Martin Maldonado. The bottom third of the order for the Astros.
As I said before, I mean, after you get past the Kyle Tucker, you start looking at the OPS numbers, and they dip well below 700 for those last 4 guys. But there's still some danger in that bat, especially with this guy in Trey Mancini. I think that they thought that they were going to get a little bit more thunder out of him because he had so many good years over there in Baltimore. But he really hasn't done a whole lot of damage other than the first 2 or 3 at bats when he had homered at his really early in his campaign. I think he had, what, 3 straight home runs in his first 3 at bats.
First 3 hits were home runs. Yes. Hitting just 186 since he came over from the Orioles, excuse me. 8 home runs overall with the Astros. That one's out toward right center field. It's not deep. Castellanos on the run, makes the catch. And one away.
And Casty not usually known for his range, but he gets a heck of a jump on this ball and tracks it down. Well, off the bat, I thought it was going to drop in fairly easily and had a good beat on it and made a nice play.
A lot of room out there. 370 into the power alleys in right center field, 399 and 366 in left center.
Yeah, you can get away with a less mobile left fielder because there's not a lot of room out there, but the rest of the ballpark's pretty spacious.
Well, it's good to have a quick center fielder like Brandon Marsh. 2 outs. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. Two outs here in the third, and Martin Maldonado is the batter.
Brandon Marsh's overall game, I think I'm seeing a lot of confidence every single game in him, both offensively and defensively. He tracked that ball in left center down very well.
So we get a miss by Maldonado, hitting a $186 with 14 home runs, 44 runs batted in.
Well, there's no question he's not there for his offense. He's one of the better defensive catchers, if not the best defensive catcher in the American League. Saw a little bit of that with that throw out of JT Realmuto earlier.
Still, though, 14 home runs.
Yeah, again, they've got some danger in the bat. I mean, it's not like you can flip, fastballs down the middle. He'll hit a mistake.
Ball whacked foul. It remains 0-2. And a fastball called strike 3. Third strikeout for Aaron Nola. 9 up, 9 down. 8 pitches for Aaron. We'll go to the 4th. It's 1-0 Phils.
In guys' hair, game day is every day. Our training doesn't stop.
Do it again, run it again. Round face, straight hair.
Short on back and sides and long on top.
Nice work, Taylor.
Being a Sport Clips stylist takes a strong skill set.
Finger curls.
And strong fingers. Only the best make the cut.
That's Sport Clips.
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
T-Mobile Coverage Cam, the best coverage in the game, and this was certainly the best. This was 1980, where Matty Trio had a big line drive into the corner, down the left field line. The celebration for the Phillies against the Astros. The Astros had beaten the Dodgers in a one-game playoff to go to the postseason, and then these two teams, they were battling one heck of a game. Gary Maddox made the last out, and one heck of a series. There were 4 extra inning games, the last 4, before the Phillies went on to win the National League pennant, and they went on to win the World Championship against the Kansas City Royals. Bill Burden, the manager of the Astros, he couldn't believe it, but they carried Gary Maddox off the field. And what a series that was. It's arguably the greatest postseason series in the National League, and it was gut-wrenching.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I watched that from my den in my house at home, and just with, I think I bit off my entire set of nails. I mean, what an exciting series. Fabulous.
The Phillies hope they're celebrating here in Houston again tonight. They celebrated the last time they went to the postseason in 2011. And since that time, there hasn't been a whole lot of celebrating going on. The team has won 698 games, lost 820. There have been more than 4,000 days that have gone by since the Phillies were last in a postseason game. And right now they lead this one 1-0. And the other storyline is that Arizona leads Milwaukee 2-1 in Milwaukee. As Harper takes a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. There's Arizona's score. Sergio Alcantara, a sac fly, has given the Diamondbacks a 2-1 lead. One ball, 2 strikes. Fouled away.
That's a high breaking ball that when Bryce Harper's going well, he crushes that ball to left center field or center field. He's just off timing wise, just a tick right now, and he's just trying to find that rhythm.
Change up low, 2-2. Bounced foul. It remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's still battling, though. I mean, it's not like he's beaten on every single at bat. It's just a matter of him just being just off.
Colors throwing up one breaking ball after another. He's using the slider a lot in this at bat. Next pitch will be number 8 in this at bat. Three and 2.
And McCullers can throw any pitch at any time. We've seen him throw 3-2 breaking balls, change-ups. He'll mix in the whole bag, so you have to have sort of the same approach 2-2 as you do 3-2.
And that one's lined out toward right center field. On the run is Myers. He won't get it. He'll field it on one hop. And Harper puts the brakes on after a leadoff single, winning the battle here in the 4th inning. And it brings JT up.
Yeah, you said it, Tom. He won this battle. He fought off a bunch of different pitches and finally gets another little slider and stays right on it. Drives it into right center field. And he makes a very good decision of not trying to take second base here as the ball was cut off, and Phil's got some action. Let's push him around.
Yeah, JT singled his first time up. This is game number 1004 for JT Realmuto without an opportunity to go to the postseason. He and Gene Segura are at the top of the list among major leaguers who have not appeared in a postseason game. Gene is number 1 in 1,326 games. JT 1,004.
Yeah, Rob Thompson talked about it. I mean, these guys are chomping at the bit to try to get there, and it would certainly mean a lot to those guys.
1 ball and no strikes. Here are the top 6 guys on the Phillies roster. And then you peel down even more. Zach Wheeler at 195 games.
And those are games that they've actually played in. Obviously, Aaron Nola's tenure as far as how many major league service time he's had is a little different.
6-4-3 double play. Second double play of the night for the Astros. There are 2 outs here in the 4th. And it brings Alec Bohm up.
Yeah, this is a little slider in the inside part of the plate. JT, the second he hit it, he saw him kind of screaming at himself, trying to bust it down the line. The Astros turned to double play fairly easily.
Alec grounded out to third his first time up, but a fine play by Bregman. It's that one sharply, but Altuve takes the wicked hop and throws him out. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Middle of the 4th inning. It's the Phillies 1 and the Astros nothing.
It is showtime! That baby's way gone! Julio! Watch this baby sail! Oh, Bryce Harper! gentlemen, give it up for...
Date night. Medium rare.
Hello, boys.
Take the over. Muscles.
Omakase. Lady freaking Gaga?
Who loves you?
MGM, baby.
It was 1995, and something was brewing at Coors Field.
What a bright sight. Do you see this? This is history. A player this good only comes around once in a blue moon.
Blue Moon was born in a ballpark, brewed by the spirit of baseball.
Kids are so expensive, Dad. Now Katie needs braces.
Maybe try switching your car insurance to Progressive. You can save hundreds.
I don't know, Dad.
Maybe try switching your car insurance to Progressive. You could save hundreds.
It's a great idea, TV Dad.
But I said the exact same thing.
Someday when you're a father, you'll understand.
I'm his father.
It's not a competition.
Listen to your TV Dad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average.
This RAV4 inning is brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2022 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. We begin the fourth inning. Aaron Nola.
They've got an errant baseball in left center field, Tom. Somebody didn't make a catch. Marshy threw a perfect strike to that person. They couldn't squeeze it up there in those boxes.
Yeah, they also lost their hat. All right, we'll get it back to him. Jose Altuve will lead it off. He grounded out his first time up. First time through the order, Aaron has struck out 3. He's gotten 3 ground outs, and he's gotten 3 fly ball outs. Got a first pitch wide. It's 1-0.
A second time through the lineup. See how Aaron attacks the hitters.
And this is where he's had his issues, if he's had any. The fourth and fifth innings have been a problem for him. 1-1.
Yeah, so impressed by his pitch efficiency so far. 14 pitches in the first inning, 7 and 8 in the following 2 innings.
One and 2. Interesting. Altuve must not be seeing it. So those are a couple pitches right down the middle.
Well, he's got such a great reputation for his breaking ball. It's so good that sometimes the hitters are looking for that pitch, and Aaron's done a nice job of being able to move that fastball around all over the plate. He threw a cutter there, which is a pitch that over the last maybe 4 or 5 starts, he's starting to use a little bit more efficiently as well.
Yeah, it's all equated to an ERA in September, and now this is October, of under 3 for Aaron. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got it with a high sinker. 4 strikeouts for Nola, who, by the way, went over 200 innings in a season. In the third.
Excellent pitch sequence, and then he just blows him away with a high fastball here, and Altuve knew he got him a fish out of the zone.
Jeremy Pena, the batter. He struck out his first time up. He is second among rookies in home runs, 4th in hits. The Astros are 41-6 when he bats second in the lineup. Michael Brantley, who's on the injured list, and Gurriel, they've also batted second for the Astros.
Yeah, Michael Brantley's not a young man, but still can swing the bat, and he wants to continue to play. He's had his injury issues. Pretty professional hitter, boy, for a long time in this league.
Here's Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw him a changeup. He hasn't been able to catch up to the soft stuff from Aaron in 2 at-bats. That's 5 strikeouts.
Another great pitch. This is a pitch when you throw in the inside part of the plate to a right-hander, they have a very tough time distinguishing whether that's a fastball or a changeup. Pulls a string on him and gets Pena for the second time.
You got Yordan Alvarez looking on a 2-seamer his first time up. Curveball 0-1.
This is not a tough. This is a tough team to punch out. I mean, they're second in all of baseball in strikeout percentage, as far as being one of the best at 19.4 coming into this ball game, and Aaron's doing his job against them.
0-2. Swing and a miss. He just struck out the side. 11 pitches, 6 strikeouts through 4. 12 up, 12 down for Aaron Nola. That's a pretty good way to wrap up the RAV4 inning. Brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2022 RAV4 Toyota today. Let's go Phils.
We just signed the lease on our 3rd shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We've worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to CustomInk.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our Custom Ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at CustomInk.com.
You done yet? It's 2 a.m. Why are you still scrolling through videos? You're not paying me overtime here. If you really want to see something new, why not change those shades that have been broken for the past 2 years?
For the postseason, chasing October, only on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com, presented by your Tri-State Toyota Dealers Association.
Well, those were a couple of big hats.
Those are big hats.
They got them big here in Texas.
Yep. The Castellanos leads it off. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Ground ball foul. 0-2.
That's more like a 40-gallon hat, I think.
I don't know how that would work on the range. I saw Austin Listy today, former Phil prospect. He's kind of a cowboy now. And he didn't have his cowboy hat on.
Is he a rancher?
I think he's a rancher, yeah. Outside, 1-2. Came to see his buddy Derek Hall. I don't know if Austin will wear that cowboy hat. It's very orangey.
That's kind of stylish. I think the
swing and a miss. Castellanos strikes out. Second strikeout from McCullers, who's allowed the leadoff home run to Kyle Schwarber, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he certainly has settled in, and that breaking ball is working for him. And wasn't a bad idea for Kyle to jump on that first fastball, because McCullers been spinning that slider and that breaking ball to perfection.
Brandon Marsh struck out his first time up. Had a pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Got to figure out a way to extend this lead a little bit and give Aaron Nola a little bit of breathing room. We seem to be saying that every single time he pitches, I think.
He's been among the top 10 in lack of run support this entire year. He'll tell you. He said there's been games that he's let get away, so that's partly why he's under 500 with his win-loss record. Two 0 pitches floated out to right field, a base hit for Marsh. He'll take a turnaround first, hold up there, so 1 out single. And Gene Segura coming up. They've got to the top of the 6th inning in Milwaukee. It's Arizona 2 and the Brewers 1. Or still Arizona 2, Brewers 1. Brandon Woodruff pitching in that game for the Brewers.
Yeah, he's been dealing. He's throwing the ball very well.
It's only allowed 2 hits tonight.
It's one of the reasons why they've hung in there, because that offense is not very strong, but their pitching is still very good, even though they've lost a couple of guys.
Yeah, so he's allowed 2. The Brewers have only 2. Tommy Henry pitching for the Diamondbacks. Segura fouls the first one away. It's 0-1.
I wonder if Rob Thompson may try to move the runners, try to create some action here, see if they can't create like a 1st and 3rd situation with a hit and run or something of that sort. Maldonado's excellent behind the plate, so it may not be a straight steal.
Fouled away. 0-2.
Not going to happen now. Not with 2 strikes anyway.
Not much phases that young man right there.
Yeah, pretty steady.
Very competitive. I think more than anything, he was looking forward to this opportunity tonight to pitch the Phillies into the postseason. 0-2 pitch to Segura. Outside, 1-2. Bounced up the 3rd base line, foul.
And McCullers makes guys swing at those breaking balls that are off the plate. He's so good at getting ahead early with it and throwing strikes with it that when it comes out of his hand, it looks like a strike. Even when it is in a 2-strike situation, just makes people fish.
Two and two.
A couple of pretty good takes by Gene, laying off that changeup there.
So we get a foul. That time he did make contact. That time Maldonado dropped it.
And that time that ball hit the dirt.
Yeah. 2-2. Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was an errant fastball, and it's 3-2.
That was scary. I mean, that ball ran right over his head, I think.
He stands so close to the plate, and oof,
Well, Gene likes to stay in there, especially on breaking stuff, so that's why that happens a lot to him. Got to believe the runner's going to be moving here.
Marsh does go. Pitch is popped up. Way up there, so Marsh has time to turn and go. And Bregman dropped it. He was trying to get cute with it. He does get the runner at second base. He saw that Segura wasn't running, and Gene needs to run. And because of that, he thought about letting it bounce and then try to turn the double play, and then thought better of it, but couldn't get his bearings. But he does get the lead runner.
Well, you're right about him trying to be a little too cute, but Gene does need to run down the line. There's no question about it. He pops this ball up, and Bregman's watching him the whole time, and then last minute he sees that Gene finally breaks to first base, and he just drops it, but he does get the lead runner. Kind of a risky play. You wanted to make sure that Gene's got to make sure he runs down the line. We've seen some trouble in the past with that play with Gene.
All right, so 2 outs. And here's Bryson Stott. Breaking ball low.
I would imagine that Rob Thompson will address that when he comes into the bench.
Yeah, and he doesn't wait. And Rob talked about it today.
He'll get after it.
He makes sure he does it almost immediately. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't care how the team. He said he cares how the team is playing more than anything else. He doesn't want the pressure or the perception of the pressure to affect anybody, and that means being frustrated and not running it out, throwing your helmet and showing that expression on the field. He'd rather them not do that. Stop takes a strike, 2-1.
You got to keep playing the game. I mean, you hit a pop-up, you got to go. You got to run. There's no excuse for not running down the line. And I really don't think the players want to be embarrassed. And in that case, that could have been very embarrassing to Gene Segura had they turned a double play there.
2-2. No doubt. What's up with the Fish? They're just playing spoiler. They knocked off the Braves 4-0. The Mets were postponed because of rain against the Nationals tonight.
Got that Brian De La Cruz going.
Yeah.
3 for 4.
Atlanta's lead is a 1.5 over the Mets. Two pitch coming. Hit the other way. That's a fair ball down the left field line off the little half wall. Not a lot of room out there, so the runners will go to second and third with 2 men down, and that doubles the 19th of the year for Stott.
Well, he really has been swinging the bat well and hit a lot of balls to the left side of the field. It's something that he was doing in spring training with regularity. He got away from it a little bit during the early part of the season, and now he's back to doing it again. Beautiful piece of hitting. Drives the ball just inside the line. Wish that it didn't have that kind of a carom. I wish it would have slid down that line, and then Gene would probably have scored, but carom's off there, and Mancini gets it in easily, and now it's second and third with 2 outs. Need another 2-out knock here.
Bregman just said something to Segura as he went over to him after that play earlier.
Probably tell him, you better run down the line, or I'm going to double you up.
All right, so Schwarber now 45 home runs, tied for 6th in franchise history. Mike Schmidt, Ryan Howard, 37 of those home runs has come as the leadoff batter. Only Alfonso Soriano and George Springer have had more home runs as leadoff hitters. Thanks to our buddy Corey Seidman for that note. Schwarber lifts it in the air to left. Mancini ventures back, now comes in, makes the catch. The inning is over. Phillies leave a couple in scoring position. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. Rob Thompson's Phils go to the bottom of the 5th up 1-0.
Next on Behind the Series.
In all my years of playing, man,
That 22 draft was something special.
If I hadn't seen it in person, I wouldn't have believed it.
Where can I even start?
The monster. It was scary good.
The outlaw? Come on.
The Philly had beef with everyone. And by beef, I mean tender, juicy steak.
It wasn't just a roster. It was a menu.
The Subway Series, the greatest menu of all time.
I'm getting hungry just to... Hey, can we take a... Hey, can I get a sandwich?
Play So Rare MLB, a free revolutionary fantasy game and marketplace that transforms fans into general managers. Build your team with ownable digital player cards. Collect, buy, sell, and trade to optimize your lineup. Compete against So Rare managers from around the world. Climb leaderboards and advance to elite competitions. Based on your player's performance on the field, win rewards like game tickets, merch, and much more. Draft your set of free cards now at sorare.com/MLB.
What's he doing?
He's
on Backstage with Burgoyne or Brazier. That includes the Charlie Manuel one where he tells the Pelican story, which is absolutely hysterical. Phil's utility man Nick Maton is on that. So is 80 world champion Marty Bystrom. Visit Phillies.com/podcast for more information. All right, Aaron Nola going to work here. He's thrown just 40 pitches. McCullers is at 80 pitches for the Astros. And Alex Bregman, his former college roommate. You know, Aaron's kind of chill, very low key. He said Bregman was a great roommate. He said we would just be relaxing and he would put the music way up. So little energy in him. They played 2 years together at LSU.
He's not nearly as chill
no.
as Aaron is.
Yeah, the first pitch for Nola to Bregman is a fastball a bit low, according to the home plate umpire Larry Vanover, and it's 1-0. Well, they moved on to the top of the 7th inning in Milwaukee. It's the Diamondbacks still hanging on to that 2-1 lead. Hobie Milner's now in the ball game for the Brewers. 1-0 pulled foul. Pinballs into the dugout, 1-1.
Got to be a little strange facing your college roommate. Can't imagine doing that. I don't think I've ever done that. Had some pitcher roommates that
when I was in college. We'll check on it. Popped up left side. Alec Bohm makes the grab. One out here in the 5th. Odds powered by PointsBet to win the World Series. We've been monitoring it the entire year. The Astros are second to the Dodgers. The Braves have jumped over the Mets, as well as the Yankees, plus 500. Phillies are plus 3,000.
You never know when you get to the dance.
Well, and the way the pitching's lined up, Phillies are a dangerous team if they get there and line up Wheeler, Nola, and Suarez. Outside, 1-0. Kyle Tucker's grounded out to shortstop today, and the shortstop was on the right side of the diamond when he did it. Swinging a foul tip, 1-1.
Interesting story about Kyle Tucker is that there was a time when they weren't sure whether this guy was going to really was committed to being a good major league player, and there was a lot of talk about the possibility of him as he was coming up, that he might get traded. But he's certainly become kind of a mainstay here for the Astros.
I tell you, his back foot fidgets around an awful lot in the box.
He's got kind of a funky stroke. I mean, you start talking about some of the guys with some different types of swings. Freddie Freeman has a kind of a little bit of a funky swing, but his barrel stays through the zone a long time, and that's why those guys are so effective.
1-2. Curveball outside, 2-2. Aaron trying to join the likes of Mike Williams, Jamie Moyer on 2 occasions, Pedro Martinez, Cole Hamels, and Roy Halladay. Pitch high, 3-2. Those were the starting pitchers that were on the mounds on the last 6 occasions. One ball, no strikes. Excuse me, 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's Stott, who flips it over to first for the second time. He's able to retire Tucker. Now there are 2 outs.
A nice job by Aaron Nola of getting back into that count. He was struggling a little bit with his release point on a couple of those pitches, and he pulled down that last breaking ball to get Kyle Tucker.
And now here's Gurriel on a pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he's painting with that fastball, and that's the one thing that he's done so consistently all year long, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's been his best year since 2018.
And now the 1-2 pitch coming. Check swing. Did he go? And no swings as Dan Bellino 2-2. The way the wild card has been these last couple of times the Phillies have clinched, as we watch this swing.
Yeah, he held up.
He held up. They were able to clinch a playoff spot early, and then in 10 they won the division behind Roy Halladay. That ball smoked foul. 14 they clinched here in Houston behind Doc. Doc was unbelievable that night. 7 hits, no runs, 9 innings. And Aaron Nola is trying to join that list of guys who started a clinching game for the Phils, a playoff clinching game. Fly ball, right field line. Castellanos toward the line, near foul territory, makes the catch in foul territory. Aaron Nola has faced 15 hitters so far, and he's retired all 15 as we go to the 6th. The Phillies 1 and the Astros nothing.
Lost 60 cc's.
Is it okay if we get him on ice?
The left atrium, the right atrium. Hold on, and you might go. You want to get it now? Fine, go. Is that everybody? Good thing robots don't crack under pressure. Am I right?
Connect your team with Zoom One, featuring team chat, phone, and more.
Wow! It is showtime!
Bryce Harper. White Sox win! So I stepped on stage to be like, see the crowd going in, to be like.
Behind it. JT has thrown out an MLB best 27 runners this season, but has cut down the most base stealers in all of baseball since the start of the 2014 season. Realmuto leads the league in innings caught by a margin of over 200, ahead of the closest player. Throwing a league best 1.82 pop time. That's why he's the best catcher in baseball and the Philly of the Week. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Well, there you see what the line score is. The Phillies got a run by Kyle Schwarber in the first inning. He hit a solo home run on the first pitch of the day. 6 hits overall for the Phillies. The Astros, one of the best offensive teams in Major League Baseball, have been held in check in a big way by Aaron Nola as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And Rhys Hoskins will lead it off. Hoskins is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second and hit into a double play. He bounces that one foul. It's 0-2.
And we knew this was going to be a bit of a pitcher's duel, and it has not disappointed.
Nope. Now the 0-2 pitch to Hoskins. Hit in the air down the right field line. Slicing toward foul territory and out of play. Even bigger news at top of the 7th inning. Sergio Alcantara has 3 RBIs tonight, and the Diamondbacks are taking care of the Brewers. And now the 0-2 pitch coming to Hoskins. Swing and a miss. Down on strike. 6 strikeouts for McCullers. This may wind up being McCullers' last inning because Jose Urquidy is warming up in the bullpen for the Astros. And here's Bryce Harper.
Yeah, Phillies just haven't been able to solve that breaking ball, and he keeps spinning it up there. I don't blame him. Keep going to that well until they show him that they can handle that pitch.
Yeah, he's thrown 85 pitches. Nola's thrown only 55 pitches. And he has not allowed a base runner, Aaron, tonight. Bryce Harper, the batter. Inside, 1-0. So we're just talking about on the outside corner. It's 1-1.
Yeah, certain pitches you just can't do much about. I mean, that pitch almost looked like it went around the plate. You'd have to have an awfully long bat to make contact with it.
1-2. Outfield straight away from left to right. 3 infielders on the right side for Harper. Swing and a miss. We have 2 of the best hooks that I've seen this year in this game between Aaron Nola and McCullers.
Yeah, and this is quite a sequence. He goes backdoor with the breaking ball. He goes back foot with the breaking ball, and then he comes back almost to the dead of the middle of the plate. And again, Phillies aren't solving that curveball because he's throwing a nasty one.
Well, now JT, who is 1 for 2, he has singled. He's also hit into a double play. And the first pitch just a bit low. They just shifted Mancini into the alleyway a little bit in front of the Phillies bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Somebody asked today, do you want to catch the Brewers game? So if the Phillies do clinch it, you want their final out to be the clincher. I said, I just want them to get into the postseason.
It doesn't matter how it happens. It really doesn't.
Outside 2-1.
I mean, you'd rather be earning it and not necessarily backing into it. But
no doubt.
But
But still, you
it's
want
hard
to just
win.
get in.
Yeah, it's hard to win.
It's just like, who do you want to play? I don't care. You just want to get in and play somebody. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I mean, it's been 11 trips around the sun since the Phillies last made it to the postseason. They don't want to go around another trip. 2 balls, 2 strikes to JT. Yeah, the pitch coming in. Swing and a miss. 8 strikeouts from McCullers. That may be it for him. He may be done until the postseason for the Astros. Aaron Nola's not done tonight. He's been spectacular. We'll go to the 6th. The Phil's up 1-0.
When you suffer from junk sleep, your game does too. Take Lewis here. His reflexes are 200 hours delayed. Luckily, that's the same amount of hours our sleep experts train to find the perfect mattress for you.
Hello.
Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm.
They're scratching their way to fun thanks to Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play professionally. Trey Mancini's going to lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 1-0 game. Spectacular pitching tonight by Aaron Nola and Lance McCullers. We went down and we looked at the matchups for this series, and we saw McCullers would start 1, Verlander would start 2, and I think everybody sat there and thought, uh-oh. But you knew you had Nola 1 and then Suarez 2. So the matchups, I'm not saying it's a wash, but they're pretty good matchups.
No question. And all 4 of those first 4 starting pitchers have just been pitching very well as of late. No disappointment here in this game.
Trey Mancini flied out to right field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Now the first pitch from Nola. Curveball waved at, 0-1.
Well, you're right, Tom. This is 2 of the best curveballs I've seen all year long as far as consistency of the break and ability to throw with a swing and a miss.
There's strike 2, 0-2. You know, and it's all coming off the fastball for Aaron. You know, you guys talked in the pregame about what you wanted to see, and you know, Ben talked about fastball command, and that's exactly what you've seen tonight from Aaron.
Yeah, both the 4-seamer and the sinker as well.
A bit inside, it's 1-2.
I think that was like a concerted effort to something that he really wanted to do this in spring training, especially, is be able to establish that fastball command again.
The ball's popped up foul out of play. You just saw his pitch distribution. It's basically fastball, curveball tonight, and then every once in a while the changeup and the cutter pay a visit. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball right center field. Pretty well hit, but Castellanos is out there. And he makes the catch. One out here in the 6th inning.
That might have been the hardest ball I've seen hit against Aaron Nola today, and it hung up there quite a while there for Castellanos to go get it.
All right, so Jake Myers flied out to center his first time up. Splits are unbelievable for Aaron. 44 strikes, 16 balls, 60 pitches overall. And a curveball. Just nasty. 0-1. One and one.
And Jake Myers is one of those guys that they're relying on his defense. He and Maldonado there at the bottom of the lineup are guys who are playing in the middle of the field because they get enough production from other parts of their lineup. They feel pretty comfortable about having those two solid defensive players deep in this lineup.
Yeah, they average about 5 runs per game.
And they're probably the top third in offense. It's really their pitching that sets them apart. I mean, other than the Dodgers, they're probably number 2 in every major category on the pitching side.
2-2.
In fact, overall, as far as opposing batting average, ERA, and WHIP coming into this game, they're number 2 across the board, and it's the Dodgers are number 1.
Right.
Shazam! They're the best teams in baseball right now. It's all about pitching, Tom. Always has been, always will be.
Two and two to Myers. Shoulder issue earlier this year for Myers. 3-2. Only the second full count of the night for Aaron. That one hit off his foot, foul.
Talk about confidence in a pitch, throwing that 3-2 breaking ball in that situation, and I love it.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. It's the longest at-bat of the night.
Yeah, pretty good at-bat by Jake Myers. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches, those last two. See if he comes back with that curveball again. He's been able to command both pitches really well, and see what JT and Aaron want to hook up with here.
And now the 3-2 pitch. And a called strike 3. What a thing of beauty. 7 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. And such a rhythm going here tonight.
Yeah, terrific pitch here. He's been painting that fastball pretty much all night long. That's exactly what he does on this 3-2 pitch to Jake Myers, and gets his 7th punchy.
So now 2 away. Martin Maldonado, who struck out looking his first time up. 0-2.
Broke out the changeup cutter combination. He's been throwing curveballs and fastballs, and the Maldonado goes changeup cutter. He's got it all working.
And now the 0-2 pitch. And a called strike 3. He got him. 8 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. He's retired the first 18 hitters that he has faced tonight. His team gave him a 1-0 lead on the leadoff home run by Schwarber, and now he has taken it and run with it into the 7th inning.
Odor is hard-earned. Eliminating it is easy with OxyClean Odor Blasters. Work your magic.
I gotta make time for me. Take a moment of my day for a cup of tea. I gotta make time for me. Find your me time. I gotta make time for me. Whoa, that's good.
That's it?
Yeah. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easy to compare home insurance options.
Man, I told my wife I'd be in here for hours. What do we do now?
We live.
Save time and money with Progressive.
Schwarber gave them the lead with the first pitch home run, but Aaron Nola has been brilliant tonight for the Phillies. He's retired the first 18 hitters that he has faced.
Yeah, he's been dazzling with that breaking ball, fastball combination, even mixing in a couple of changeups to perfection. And Aaron Nola's done his job so far. Hopefully the Phillies can add a couple runs here to spread out the lead, but he's just been fantastic. Hopefully continue to work through this very difficult Astros lineup, and that is your Toyota turning point.
And now time for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. So it's Schwarber's home run on the first pitch, his 45th of the year. That gave the Phils a 1-0 lead. See, 8 strikeouts over 6 innings for Aaron Nola. Houston has not had a base runner tonight, and Lance McCullers went the first 6 innings for the Astros. And Alec Bohm on the first pitch takes a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. So Urquidy is going to take over. This guy has had himself a solid season. 13-8, a 3.88 ERA. Dubon is in at shortstop. Aledmys Diaz is in at second base. Christian Vasquez is catching now. And David Hensley is over at third. So Dusty Baker, true to his word, has allowed his starters to go the first 2 times through. Breaking ball outside.
And additionally, I think he wants to get some of these other guys who are basically bench players opportunities to play, because they may have to play some type of vital role in the playoffs. I mean, typically, you put your 9 guys out there, but there are times when you need some role players, and you got to give them a chance to be prepared in case they need to be called upon.
Swing and a miss. That's 9 strikeouts for Astros pitching.
Now, you talked about Urquidy. I mean, this is a guy who's 13-8. 28 games started with 3.88 ERA. I mean, he does give up a home run, and that's probably his big bugaboo, but this guy's had a heck of a season. 1.16 whip. And they've now informed him that he is going into the bullpen for the playoffs, so they're preparing him to do just that.
Let me correct that. 6 strikeouts tonight for Astros pitching. And he's going to be a weapon out of the bullpen because he can go more than an inning if he needs to. Castellanos pulls it foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, I think Dusty Baker's still deciding. He's got Verlander, Valdez, and McCullers as his first 3 starters, and they have a couple more, Luis Garcia and Christian Javier. And right now, I think Luis Garcia is the front runner. His last like 7 or 8 games, he's 8-0. He's been dealing, but he's still making a decision as to who might be his 4th.
There's a strike, 1-2. Just a bit low, 2-2. That's heavy fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, he throws at about 53% of the time, that 4-seamer. He does 15% changeup, 14% curveball, and 13% slider. He's got the whole kit and caboodle he can throw at you, and throws a lot of strikes.
Yeah, the 2-2. Outside 3-2.
Interesting sign. He's a guy out of Mexico, but I think he signed when he was 19 or 20. Doesn't happen very often for some of the international guys. They usually sign somewhere 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah. Fouled away.
I would like to see him make one of those mistakes. He has 27 jacks he's given up. I wouldn't mind number 28 coming around here sometime.
That's right. Yeah, that's ball 4. So the Phillies get a base runner with 1 out. Base runners haven't been a problem. The Phillies have had them tonight, but McCullers did a really nice job of getting the double play ball.
Yeah, that's what the good ones do, Tom. They bend, they do not break, and that's exactly what Lance McCullers did. Became pretty dominant with that curveball later on in the game as he finished up.
So now Marsh, and Marsh fouls it at the plate. Marsh has a hit tonight. He has one of the 6 hits the Phillies have picked up. He's also struck out. Castellanos not necessarily a threat to steal. He's stolen 7 bases. And now it's 0-2. Marsh stays alive. Nice crowd on hand tonight for this Monday evening. They're expecting a little more than 30,000 in each of the games in this series. We've been to this ballpark where there's been 3,000.
0 people.
They've really been. This is a remarkable turnaround for this franchise.
Yeah, last 5 or 6 years. I mean, this franchise has been at the top of their game and one of the best in all of baseball, and the fans have come out to support them.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a curveball just a bit high. 32,324 on hand here tonight. Quick throw over. Castellanos with a short lead. Three and two.
Yeah, a couple of very good at bats here. One by Castellanos drawing that walk, and then Brandon Marsh driving this count to 3-2. You may see Castellanos move on this pitch. Christian Vasquez does throw the ball pretty well. Not quite as strong an arm as Maldonado, but still a very good defensive catcher.
Fly ball left field. It's not deep. Mancini comes in. He makes the catch. So 2 away here in the 7th. Gene Segura is the batter.
We need a gapper, Tom. You need a gapper.
Be nice to get a gapper.
Yeah.
Popped up out of play, and now it's 0-2.
Different pitchers have different types of deception. Urquidy is one of those guys that he almost throws like a catcher. He's got such a short backstroke, and he's got such a quick arm that the ball gets on you much quicker. That's just, you know, like a 93 to 95 mile an hour fastball, but it almost feels like it's 98 to 99 when it gets to the hitting zone.
Oof. Way outside. And 1-2. Aranola sitting all by himself on the bench. Again, there's not much that phases him. There really isn't.
No.
Not even this moment.
He just wants to pitch.
Fly ball right field. Going back is Tucker. He's there. Moves to his left a few steps, makes the catch. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. It's time to stretch. Let the men go to work. Phillies up 1-0.
Next on Behind the Series.
In all my years of playing, man, that 22 draft was something special.
If I hadn't seen it in person, I wouldn't have believed it.
Where can I even start?
The monster. It was scary good.
The outlaw? Come on.
The Philly had beef with everyone. And by beef, I mean tender, juicy steak.
It wasn't just a roster. It was a menu.
The Subway Series, the greatest menu of all time.
I'm getting hungry just to... Hey, can we take a... Hey, can I get a sandwich?
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek. Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. Like the Caggianos, who are brewing their own legacy. Or the Wrens with their drama-free plot. Tranquil and serene. The Upshaws, they DIY all the time. While the Nelsons play lead in their own adventure, 150 years in the making. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us and start telling yours.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go.
Papa knows. All right, well, that's a really good preview of what's coming up on the postgame show, guys.
Good talk.
Here's Aaron Nola going to work in the 7th to Aledmys Diaz. Diaz up for the first time. He came on to replace Jose Altuve. That was really good assessment route that Ben had. Schwarber homered. Yes, he did.
Yep.
And then Aaron Nola is taking care of the rest. He begins the 7th inning with a 1-0 lead. And a fastball. 0-2 to Diaz. Really good utility man. 12 home runs, 38 runs batted in. He's hitting .248 on the year. Next pitch will only be the 75th pitch for Aaron. At the 0-2. And a fastball called strike 3. How about that sinker tonight?
I mean, he is painting that outside part of the plate, and the Astros just don't have an answer for him. Excellent sequence, and then he just crossfires this pitch. Absolute paint. He is, talk about following the glove. I mean, this is a thing of beauty.
Well, 9 strikeouts now for Aaron. And then here's Dubon. 5 home runs, 23 runs batted in. This is the longest Aaron has gone without allowing a base runner in a game. And Alvarado's starting to warm up in the bullpen.
Another good utility player here in Dubon. He bounced around from Boston, then to San Francisco, and now with the Astros. They picked him up after I think he was released.
A little high, and it's 2-0.
Or at least picked him up off of waivers. It's kind of surprising. I guess he had run out of options, and so he was a guy that got caught up in that option mix there for the San Francisco Giants, and now he's an Astro.
Oof, knee buckler, 2-1. Bounced foul, 2-2. Three balls and 2 strikes.
That's the pitch that he's been dotting right there on the outer part of that plate, but he just missed there. Again, a lot of confidence in that breaking ball and being able to throw strikes with every one of his pitches. And Dubon fouls it off, but Aaron's putting the ball exactly where he wants to put it.
And now the 3-2. Popped up, back of second base. And Gene Segura casually makes the catch, 2 away. And here is Yordan Alvarez, who has struck out twice in this game. 9 strikeouts for Nola. Hensley, who came on to play third, is in the on-deck circle for the Astros. That one's lined over the glove of a leaping Gene Segura. It's the first base runner of the night. 6 2/3 perfect innings for Aaron Nola. And his quest for perfection ends with a single, a sharp single by Yordan Alvarez into right field. The first base runner of the night. And this matches Aaron's career-long no-hit bid.
Again, it was a fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Alvarez jumped all over it. I think Aaron wanted that ball inside a little bit, couldn't quite get it in on his hands, and Alvarez, one of the better hitters in the American League, gets a base knock, and now it's time for Aaron to bear down and get through this inning.
Check swing, they appeal, no swing. 1 ball, no strikes to Hensley. Hensley hitting .296. This is only his 15th game. He's got a home run, 5 runs batted in.
Kind of tough for prospects to be jumping into this lineup with as steady as has been over the years, and Hensley getting an opportunity here at the major league level now.
Hit .298 in AAA with 10 homers and 57 runs batted in. 2 balls, no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes. Tucker's on deck. If he winds up losing him, Rob may go to Alvarado just because of the lefty-lefty matchup. I know it's not what anybody wants to hear, but he might.
He has not pitched out of the stretch pretty much the entire game, and so you just don't know how he's going to be able to manage his rhythm. He's been in that, in the windup the entire game, so he's going to have to make that adjustment here.
Line drive, base hit into right field. Alvarez will hold up at second. So back-to-back hits now for the Astros. Rob's heading toward the stairs. And here he comes. That's going to wind up being it. It's just 88 pitches, but you got the lefty Tucker coming up. And you have the best left-handed pitcher, arguably the best left-handed relief pitcher since the All-Star break.
I mean, just an absolutely fantastic job by Aaron Nola, and you can't ask much more from what he did.
Phillies fans are letting him hear it. That old September thing. Well, we're rolled into October. 6 2/3 scoreless so far for Aaron Nola.
Am I picking up a hint of citrus on the palate?
Yeah, light and effervescent.
A light beer that's serious on flavor and light on serious. Blue Moon Light Sky.
I'm gonna grab my 9-iron.
Why did we choose Safe Flight? We're always working on a...
Aaron Nola in the dugout, congratulated by Rob Thompson. A little smirk from Rob. His entire coaching staff came up, so did his teammates. First time he's actually broken a sweat, it seems, tonight. This has truly been a special outing for Aaron Nola. He just allowed his first base runner here in the 7th inning. 6 2/3, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts.
And even the Houston fans were giving him a standing O as he walked off. I mean, that's pretty impressive. You don't see that happen very often.
All right, so Kyle Tucker is up. Jose Alvarado is in. It's a 1-run game. Alvarado's ERA at 3.26.
And regardless of the outcome here, I think this is absolutely the move to make. And Rob Thompson's trying to win this ball game, and he's got the best left-handed pitcher or reliever in baseball as of late, facing a very tough left-handed hitter.
Tucker is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to shortstop. He's grounded out to second. Hope to get a ground ball here and get out of the inning. I think we're having maybe a receiver issue
Little
of
pitch
sorts.
com problem. There's a lot of looking around going on.
Yeah. So the receiver that's in Alvarado's hat, if there is one, maybe there wasn't one. No, there was. It wasn't working. He's laughing out on the mound. All right, now I think we're ready to go.
Not quite.
Maybe not.
Well, not quite. Houston fans getting a little restless.
Yeah.
There goes another device getting tossed out.
All right, so they're just going to go the old-fashioned way. Swing and a foul at 100, 0-1.
Pretty healthy swing by Kyle Tucker, but excellent movement on that fastball at 100.
See, the last 12 or 13 appearances, 12 and a third, 3 hits, no runs, 20 strikeouts. Now it's 0-2.
One of the things that Alvarado has done so well is not just throw that cutter, but throw the cutter effectively to the right spot.
Yeah.
And the command of that pitch has been just extraordinary since he's returned from Lehigh Valley.
I think that's the thing, the command of it. Inside, 1-2. Brewers and the Diamondbacks go to the bottom of the 9th inning.
Got to believe after that 100-mile-an-hour fastball that he's probably going to go to that cutter again. Hope that he gets it off the plate just a little bit. See if we can get Kyle Tucker to fish on it.
Swing and a miss. He got him. 101 on the sinker. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits. The first hits of the game for the Astros. And 2 men left. Aaron Nola, 6 2/3, scoreless tonight, 9 strikeouts. And then Jose Alvarado cleaned everything up here in the 7th inning. We're going to the 8th. The Phillies up 1-0.
The all-new Chevy Colorado is made for more. Bring more. Do more. See more.
Got my baby sitting by me, shining like a diamond.
And be more.
Only silver linings in the clouds.
The all-new Chevy Colorado, made for more.
I wear a few different hats as CFO, and I think that's the bit that I really enjoy and love.
Whatever hat CFOs like Imran need to wear, Sage's tools and insights can make sure they fit. Sage, helping business flow.
A young man named Jason told his little sister, who takes care of their ailing mom, could use some help.
Hi, Stacy. Hi.
Jason's been telling us how you've been helping your mom. So Honda's gonna help you by covering your rent for the next 3 months.
Thank you.
Today we helped a couple of hardworking siblings, and we can
Visit ChevyDealer.com and buy Therabody, the official recovery partner of the Phillies. Theragun is the massage device trusted by the pros and made for everyone. Well, that dugout was absolutely giddy with the way Aaron Nola was pitching. There's Aaron talking to Mike Calitri. We go to the top of the 8th inning. You want to talk about stepping up when your team needed you to step up?
Amen.
That's exactly what Aaron Nola did, and Bryson Stott just did the same. He lines it to right. It's gone! Just over the small wall in right field. Bryson Stott has hit his 10th home run of the year, and the Phillies have a little insurance on top 2-0.
Wow, he's been swinging the bat so well, and he gets a fastball on the inner part of the plate, and he jumps all over it. And I can't tell you how impressed I am by this young man who's really he's got a chance to be a shortstop here in Philadelphia for a long, long time. Nice short stroke to the ball. And he smokes this just over the line and gives the Phillies a 2-0 lead.
Going through their celebration, which has evolved as the years gone on. And Kyle Schwarber takes inside. It's 1-0. Hunter Renfroe has hit a solo home run for the Brewers in the bottom of the 9th inning, so it's 4-2. Christian Yelich is batting as we speak. And it's 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out in that game. (2-0) to Schwarber, who started the game with a home run on the first pitch. At the knees, 2-1. I think he was taken all the way. And a called strike 2, 2-2. Larry Vanover has been good tonight. He certainly was good for Aaron Nola. Not that Nola was out of the strike zone that much.
Yeah, he was painting. I mean, he was throwing strikes, and as was Lance McCullers, and Urquidy's kind of following in suit here. Got to keep adding on here, Tom.
Rhys Hoskins on deck. And a towering fly ball deep to right field. Over toward the pole. It is gone! Second deck moonshot for Kyle Schwarber. He's homered for a second time tonight. 46 on the year. It's 3-0 Phillies.
Well, he added on in a big way. He takes a little fastball to left in his first at bat, and this is an Urquidy fastball in, and he crushes it to right field. I mean, Kyle Schwarber, he can get home runs in bunches, boy, and it's pretty exciting to watch him get hot. See Urquidy try to rush that fastball in on him, and he just dropped the head on it, and that ball was hammered way back, top tank. Second time in 2 nights he went upper tank.
So now Rhys Hoskins, who takes outside. Breathing room for the Phils. Back-to-back home runs. 199 home runs now for Kyle. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes to Hoskins.
Gotta believe he has the green light all the way here.
Taking 3-1.
Well, that wasn't one of those pitches you wanted to hack on. That was absolutely painted on the outside part of the plate.
Phillies have gone back-to-back for the 10th time this season. Now there's ball 4, so Hoskins walks, still nobody out. And it brings Bryce Harper up.
I'd like to see Bryce get in on the party here.
Josh Miller, the pitching coach, going out to the mound. He looks like he's ready to run a marathon or something. Looks like he's got a sweatsuit on.
A pretty aggressive walk out there, too.
Time now for a Hyundai defensive plays of the game tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, beautiful play by Bryson Stott, ranging over to his left and throwing that patented one hopper over to Rhys Hoskins. Checks his hand, but that's the Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
All right, so Bryce Harper up. Nobody out, runner at first base. Phillies up 3-0. Fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1.
Bryson playing great baseball on both sides of the ball in a very crucial time of the season. That's pretty impressive for a young man who's finishing off his rookie year here.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. A bouncer softly up the first base line, and Gurriel will backpedal to the bag. 3-out assisted. So 1 out, runner at second.
Would really love to pick up this RBI here. Nothing like getting those 2-out knocks for RBIs, and love to take it to a 4-0 lead.
And a high fly ball down the left field line. That's hooking foul.
JT got a hanger there, just missed it.
Oh, 0-2. Brewers have runners on first and second with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail at 4-2. Rowdy Tellez is up at the plate. Joe Mantiply on the mound. There's a spinner foul up the first base line.
To see one of those little line drives to right field, just to drop in front of the right fielder. JT's got that going. He has that in his game.
Little tapper back to the mound. They look Hoskins back to second. 2 outs with the runner at second base. Alec Boehm is coming up. All right, so Alec tonight is 0 for 3, couple of ground outs and a strikeout.
Alvarado getting ready to come in for his second inning of work.
Off the hands, popped up. Vasquez, the catcher. He's under it. That makes the catch. Inning is over, but what an inning it was. The Phillies scored 2 on 2 solo home runs back to back. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-0 Phils.
I'm Jay, and this is my home. My first big purchase with help from Loan Depot. This is where I come to after work. This is where I play my favorite music. Soul, jazz, blues, pop. This is where I grow my small garden, my cacti, my flowers, my succulents, even mint leaves for my tea. It's here that I laugh. It's here that I learn. It's here that I love. It's my sanctuary. It's my place. It is my home. And home means everything to me.
Brought to you by the Toyota Camry, now with available all-wheel drive. Visit your local tri-state Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity, supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, only from Xfinity. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at ivx.com. Back here in Houston, they're watching what's going on here on the field, but they're also watching what's going on in Milwaukee. And the Brewers have just tied the ball game up at 4. Joe Mantiply on the mound, Caratini at the plate. Christian Walker can't handle that hotline drive. And 2 runs cross the plate for the Brewers. They tie it at 4.
Is it Christian Walker a Philly guy? He's got to make a play there, doesn't he?
He is. That ball was hit sharply. Here's Gurriel to lead things off. A bouncer right side. Alvarado gets over to cover. 3-1 on the putout. And 1 away. So they're tied at 4. It's okay. The Phillies hopefully going to finish this off here. They've got 5 outs to go.
Rhys Hoskins ranging way off of first base. Segura was probably right there in his back pocket.
Yeah, he was shaded pretty far off the line.
Nice 3-1 hookup, however, for out number 1.
First pitch to Mancini is in for a strike. 0-1. Mancini's flied out to right twice. Up and in, 1-1. Phillies last went to the postseason in 2011. It was in September when Roy Halladay pitched 9 shutout innings here at this ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hoping for the same mojo at a ballpark that has never been a good spot for the Phils. They've had some tough series here, even when the Astros were bad. But they got a Incredible night tonight from Aaron Nola. 6 2/3, 2 hits. And no runs. And then the bats, well, they've done enough so far with 3 solo home runs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Low, 3-1.
Still plenty of life on that fastball, Alvarado. Got to go right after him here.
Three and two. Well, they go to the top of the 10th inning in Milwaukee. Tied up at 4. Here it's 3-0 Phillies. 3 runs on 8 hits for the Phils. Mancini fouls it back. It remains 3-2. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat.
Alvarado doing a nice job of just rearing back and firing and trusting his stuff.
Down the right field line out of play, and it remains 3-2.
Trey Mancini overcoming his health issues, but became a bit of a folk hero there in Baltimore. I think a lot of the fans there were pretty upset about him going.
Yeah, they gave him a great round of applause when he came back.
Yep.
Good hack, and he fouls it back. It remains 3-2.
It's power against power here. They're going after each other, and I'd like to see Alvarado continue to pump that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He may mix it up with a little cutter here now that he's got Trey Mancini in swing mode.
Swing and a miss. He picks up his second strikeout. 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
That's exactly what he did. He went to that cutter again in a very good spot. It's a very tough pitch to distinguish. Great spot, and then Trey Mancini swings over it. And Alvarado wins the battle.
Jake Myers is flied out to center. He's also struck out looking. 0 for 2. One and 0.
Awfully quiet crowd at this time, huh, Tom?
Nervous tension.
Yeah.
A lot of people left. Not a lot of people, but some left after Aaron Nola's quest for perfection ended on the Alvarez single to right.
Well, all the Phillies fans haven't. None of those fans have left. They're locked down in their seats.
1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2. There's that cutter from Alvarado.
That ball just disappears. I mean, it comes out of his hand as a fastball and then cuts down and in on those right-handers. It's been a devastating pitch for him.
Swing and a miss. He got him. That wraps up this 8th inning. 3 strikeouts on the night for Alvarado. We'll head to the 9th. Phillies on top 3-0. Castellanos to lead it off when we get back.
If you're gonna chill with Woodbridge, then chill. Because why not is a perfectly acceptable reason. And if it holds wine, it's a wine glass. Woodbridge, wine your way.
When you stay at a Vrbo, you always get the whole home. Because is it really a vacation home if you have to share the house with the host? Only with Vrbo.
At Frontgate, we have the world's best outdoor furniture. So that means all you need to do is suit up, dive in, and make sure you have plenty of refreshments.
Got 3 solo home runs tonight. Phil Maton is on to pitch. His brother Nick is in the Phillies dugout. His mom Ellen is in the stands wearing a dual T-shirt tonight. Got Nick's number 29 and Phil's number 88. There they are. They saw each other before the ball game today. That was kind of cool.
Yep.
The Maton boys in the big leagues and not facing each other here, but in the same building. So mom gets to see at least one play tonight. That's a cool idea.
Yep.
66th game for Phil. He's been a good pickup for the Astros. They got him in July of 2021 from Cleveland. First pitch is hit in the air to right. Tucker is back on it on the track, makes the catch. And 1 out.
Yeah, Maton 3.64 ERA coming into the game in 65 games. He's got 13 holds and just a 1.2 whip. I mean, this bullpen has just been lights out, and it's got a tremendous amount of depth. And in a lot of ways, I mean, they've retread some guys and got a lot of production out of them.
Yeah, that does happen, though, as you know.
And they got veteran guys back there, which I think is a good thing to do when you have a good quality staff. As far as your starters go, is to have those more veteran guys pitching in your bullpen, because there's, they've been through the wars. Something I thought was very important for championship caliber clubs.
Breaking ball, and it's 1-1. By the way, it's Zach Eflin warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies with a 3-run lead. Interesting.
Well, mixing it up a little bit.
There's Sir Anthony sitting on the chair. Arizona, thanks to Dalton Varsho's RBI singles, taking a 5-4 lead. Down the left field line for Marsh. And that is a fair ball, and it's going to kick around in the corner. And Marsh is going to speed to second base with his second hit of the night.
Excellent placement there by Marshy. He carried his bat almost all the way down to first base and then finally dropped it.
There's just not much room down there.
He gets beat on this pitch a little bit, gets sawed off, but flips it on down there. He holds onto the bat maybe a little too long. Drops in fair, and he gets into second base easily.
And now Gene Segura. Segura is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and flied out to right field. First pitch is in there, 0-1.
Maton will throw that 44% four-seamers, 31% curveball. He's got a slider, sinker, an occasional cutter.
Off the leg of Segura.
One thing I did notice about a lot of these guys out of the bullpen for the Astros is they throw a variety of pitches. It's not just like they have a dominant, 2-pitch mix. Most of these guys are throwing, 3 or 4 pitches, which you don't see all that often out of guys out of the pen. Usually have a dominant 2-pitch mix or something like that. But these guys have got a whole boatload of different pitches.
Swing and a miss at a curveball. So Maton gets a strikeout. 2 outs with a runner at second. And Bryson Stott, who added to the Phil's lead in the 8th inning with a home run. And then that was followed by the homer by Schwarber. Will be the hitter. Up and away, 1-0. They're going to the bottom of the 10th inning in Milwaukee. Arizona 5, Milwaukee 4. So the extra runner will be placed at second base for the Brewers. They've been busy with those extra inning games recently. Up high, 2-0. Stott has 3 hits tonight. He's a triple shy of the cycle in this at bat. The count 2-0. Outside 3-0.
He's going to get the green light here, believe it or not. Even with Schwarber hitting, the way he's swinging the bat, I'd give him the green light as well with a runner in scoring position.
Ball 4. So that puts runners at first and second. Interesting. He missed away and for most of that at bat. The 1 pitch in, but everything else away. And Schwarber's heading to the plate. Two solo home runs for Schwarber. 199 home runs in his career.
Love to see him put this game away here.
First pitch is in there, 0-1.
It looks like Maton feels a little bit more comfortable with his command of his curveball than he does with his fastball at this stage.
Ball's kicked around. The runners do not advance. They almost did.
When he hits his home runs, he hits them in bunches. We've seen him go deep multiple times. He's gone three times in a game this year. See if he can back it up.
1-1. 1-2.
Really good rotation on that curveball out of Maton.
Swing and a foul tip. Remains 1-2. '22nd career multi-home run game for Schwarber. And the pitch. Fouled back. He got a good pitch to hit there.
Gotta believe he's going to come back with that breaking ball. Hopefully he hangs one for him.
Hoskins waits on deck. Check swing. He went. Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, my goodness.
Schwarber thought he did.
Everybody in the ballpark thought he went except the umpire.
You know, when he threw the bat down, took off the shin guard, I just assumed he just admitted that he had gone.
Dusty has to be perplexed.
Sean Barber says no. Oh, yeah, he went.
He went.
Look.
He even knew he went.
He did not sell that, Ruben.
Nope. Well, there's nothing really to sell, I don't think.
You know, sometimes guys just check their swing and they just turn and walk away so they don't face the third base umpire.
Well, let's hope it hurts him.
Fouled it.
His
Remains 2-2.
His job of staying in the at-bat.
He's adjusting that shin guard. That's all he was doing before.
Yeah, right.
There's the update. First and second, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away.
Schwarb's trying to take advantage of the brand new life he has in this at bat. He's battling.
He is. Next pitch will be the 10th. That one's ripped down the right field line.
Fair.
Foul. Paco Figueroa is pointing fair. The first base umpire, Dan Bellino, said foul. The Phillies said, let me look at this. Boy, that would be a mess for the umpires. They'd have to place runners all over the place.
Did the ball go out of play after it bounced?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe it would be easier then. Two and two. 3-2. So the runners will be off. All right, Adames' RBI single makes it 5-5. They still have runners at first and third after that base hit. Hunter Renfroe's up. 3-2, runners go. Bounced foul on the right side. It remains 3-2.
Now, great at bat by Kyle Schwarber, fighting off some tough pitches, and hopefully he gets one in the middle of the plate here.
JT enjoying the tunes that are being blasted through Minute Maid Park. And the pitch. Inside, ball 4. The bases are loaded. .13 pitch at bat. And Josh Miller is heading back out to the mound with Rhys Hoskins coming up in a 3-0 game. Maton's thinking, I had him. I threw a good pitch. He broke his wrists.
He swung at it.
He swung at it.
And now I got the bases loaded.
All right, so the bases loaded for Reese, who is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. They're looking on their phone, watching the Brewers game.
Well, the boys are going to have to take care of business right here.
It's the way they would rather do it anyway. All right, so Reese stands in, bases loaded. The pitch from Maton. Swing and a miss. Threw him a sinker at 91. It's 0-1. And 2.
Now Reese got to try to battle, put the ball in play, see if he can make something happen.
Runners take their lead. No balls, 2 strikes the pitch. Outside 1-2. Maton's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. This will be his 28th of the inning.
A good discipline there by Rhys Hoskins.
See the base runners. With a count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. At the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. The Phillies leave them loaded, but we're going to leave for the bottom of the 9th inning. The Phillies looking for some history. Zach Eflin is going to come in to pitch for the Phils. A final in Milwaukee. The Brewers have come from behind to win it 6-5. And let's see.
Wait. I have you surrounded. You just gonna stand there? Or are you gonna take your lawn back?
We're gonna take it back.
We're gonna take it back. With Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action, it gets 3 jobs done at once. Kills weeds, prevents crabgrass, and keeps your lawn growing strong. Glorious!
No.
Pick up a bag at Ace today.
Feed it, lawn. Feed it.
That's it? Yeah. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easy to compare home insurance options.
Man, I told my wife I'd be in here for hours. What do we do now?
We live.
Save time and money with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. What you do afterwards is up to you.
Oh, I was actually just thinking I would take a nap. Pretty tired.
Okay.
Why did we choose Safelight? We're always working on a project while loading up our SUV. One extra push and crack. So we scheduled at Safelight.com. We were able to track our technician and knew exactly when he'd arrive. We could keep working. Safelight came to us.
Hi, I'm Kendrick.
Replaced our windshield and installed new wipers to protect our new glass. That's service on our time.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
¿Qué onda? Soy Yami y la primer mordida del Chick-fil-A Deluxe Sandwich es una experiencia completa. El pollo crujiente, el empanizado perfecto, la lechuga, el tomate. Sentí que me lo hicieron para mí sola.
Phillies' magic number is at 1. They lead it 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning here at Minute Maid Park. The Brewers have just won, so now it's in the hands of Zach Eflin, whose closest friend on the Phillies team is Aaron Nola. Nola went 6 2/3 tonight, did not allow a run. He allowed only 2 hits. And now Zach Eflin is on to try to pick up his first ever save. Pretty remarkable.
Yeah, pretty gutsy call here by Rob Thompson, going with Zach Eflin, and Zach's throwing the ball very well out of the bullpen. Been pretty aggressive with all of his stuff. Hopefully he can get the job done.
And he'll face Christian Vasquez to start the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch grounded out towards shortstop. Stott comes in. He's got it. Composed in front of the second base bag. Throws to first. 1 away. Since the last time the Phillies went to the postseason, they've lost 820 games. They've won 698. There have been over 4,000 days that have passed since they last made it to the postseason. And now Aledmys Diaz, who struck out his first time up, and the first pitch to him. Hit sharply to third, caught out of the air by Alec Bohm, 2 away.
They weren't taking any pitches. They're going right after Zach Eflin.
And here's Dubon. During the stretch where the Phillies have been out of the postseason, they've had 2 years where they've been at 500. 1 year where they finished over 500. 7 years where they've been under 500. During this stretch, they've had 6 different managers. And the first pitch to Dubon is in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Love the aggressiveness out of Zach Eflin, going right after the hitters. Doesn't seem too jittery to me.
Nope. No balls and 1 strike to Dubon, who popped out his only time up. And the pitch. Just off the outside corner. 1-1. The Phillies have had 6 different managers, 3 different general managers. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
A good movement on that sinker. Been his calling card for a while. Sinker, and developed an excellent curveball now.
This year they've used 56 different players. The youngest, 22-year-old right-hander Francisco Morales. The pitch is grounded foul. The oldest, 37-year-old right-hander David Robertson. Overall, there have been 293 different players that the Phillies have used since their last trip to the postseason. Eflin's got the count 1-2, and the pitch to Dubon. Bounced foul, and it remains 1-2. And this has been as up and down a season as you will see for a Phillies ball club that fired their manager in June, gave it to a lifelong baseball guy in Rob Thompson, who's won 64 games. And again, the 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside. 2-2. And that's the look that you're going to see from Rob. It doesn't change. Rhys Hoskins has been along for the ride for a while. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Tapped foul again.
Dubon making quite a battle for Zach Eflin, and Zach continues to make pitches.
Gene Segura has gone the longest in Major League Baseball without being in the postseason. Kyle Schwarber knows what it's like to be in the postseason. Eflin's ready. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul. It remains 2-2. The last postseason game for the Phillies, October 7th, 2011, a 1-0 loss to the Cardinals. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eflin's ready, and the pitch. Line drive down the left field line, foul. It remains 2-2.
Quite a battle going on here between Eflin and Dubon, and Dubon fighting for his life here. Pretty good bat so far.
Phillies fans have come from far and wide to watch this team clinch a berth. Cameras are out. The 2-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner. He is just missing. That was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. So now 3-2. Eflin looking for his first career save. What a spot. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Fouled off Larry Vanover, the home plate umpire.
Winning's not easy, Tom.
It's not easy.
Those last 3 outs are a doozy.
Eflin's got his signs. Real Muto sets up outside. The 3-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Shallow center field. Coming on is Marsh. Still coming on. Makes the catch. The ball game is over. The drought is over after 11 seasons. The Philadelphia Phillies are going back to the postseason. They'll represent the National League as a wild card representative. And they celebrate behind the mound, and this is a long time coming.
Well, you talk about a total team effort from these guys. I mean, everybody from the starters to the relievers, and so many different combinations and permutations of players, and they finally got it done. And just a tremendous job by Rob Thompson keeping things together.
Keeping things together. They were under 500 when Rob Thompson took over. He's won 65 games as the skipper of the Fightin' Phils. They asked for Red October for the last several years, and guess what? They have stormed into Red October. They didn't have to rely on anybody in Milwaukee tonight. They just relied on themselves here in Houston.
And how fitting was it that Aaron Nola pitched the type of game that he pitched tonight, and it was finished off by his best friend, getting his very first save opportunity and very first major league save in Zach Eflin.
Aaron Nola went 6 2/3 scoreless here tonight. A remarkable choice by Rob Thompson to select Zach Eflin to try to close the door. He probably represents the ups and the downs of this season as much as anybody else.
Hey, there's a guy who started off the season as like a number 3 starter, and because of his knee issues could not go, and for him to battle back, and the one thing that he wanted to do, Zach Eflin, was to make sure that he finished off the season pitching, and he finished it off the clinching game by getting the last save. I mean, it's just amazing.
Aaron Nola is our Chevrolet player of the game, 6 2/3. Look at 2011. Look at the foundation in 2011. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, Roy Halladay. And the foundation here in 2022, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, Aaron Nola, Kyle Schwarber. And here's the final out. Zach Eflin can sense it. Yes!
Oh, he's fired up. That's a lot of frustration that he's had over the course of his career. And,
so much.
And JT as well, who has not been in the postseason either. And Rhys Hoskins obviously very jubilant.
And how about the celebration of Phillies fans that are behind the dugout here in Houston? Gene Segura, we mentioned, he's got the longest drought of anybody in Major League Baseball without getting into the postseason. He's all smiles. Ruben mentioned JT. He's number 2. The list of pitchers includes Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler.
And you got to feel great for all the guys who are, all the people, the coaches, the staff members that are here grinding it out every single day. I mean, this is a total team effort, more so now than at any other time. The medical people, the people that are working in the clubhouse, all the analytics folks, everyone who contributed to this season, and they should all feel very, very proud right now. It's a great, great feeling.
And you know what, Bryce Harper, there's been a lot put on his shoulders after he signed the big deal to come to Philadelphia. He watched his former team win a world championship while he was in Philadelphia. But here he is taking the Phillies, helping to take the Phillies. He didn't just take them, he's helped them go to the postseason for the first time since 2011.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, this is an MVP-type player, and he's been struggling a little bit lately, but he did some serious damage before he was hurt again and breaking his thumb. But he's bounced back, and it's been just been a great overall team effort.
And thanks to the Houston Astros, who showed an awful lot of class by putting "Congratulations, Philadelphia" up on the big board in right center field.
That's really cool.
It's really cool. Second time the Phillies have clinched a postseason berth here in Houston. The last time was 2011. And now they'll celebrate. They got the goggles on. They're ready to roll.
Time for some champagne, Tom. It's time for some champagne, baby.
Yeah, it is. Well-deserved champagne. Well-deserved champagne. What a night. You know, and we're watching the Brewers game with the Diamondbacks. It was going back and forth, up and down. And it's good that the Phillies were able to do this on their own. They were able to do this on their own, and they didn't have to watch the scoreboard flip. Everybody said, oh, it's great. We would have accepted it. You would have accepted it.
Absolutely.
But they got a chance to do it on their own here tonight. And Rhys Hoskins is celebrating near the dugout with his wife, Jamie. She's been along for the ride, like so many spouses have been. John Middleton and his wife, Lee, are down near the dugout as well. They're embracing Kyle Schwarber as we speak. There's John and Lee. John's been along for this whole ride on this road trip.
Sure has.
And to see the celebration and the elation in his face is pretty sweet as well.
Yeah, a lot of credit to the people in the front office, Dave Dombrowski, Sam Fold, all the people who put this team together, and that's a great feeling for them as well. Dave Dombrowski, who's been there, been to the dance many, many times, and he gets them back there again.
Well, the Phillies win it tonight by a final score of 3-0. They got 3 solo home runs. Look at Rhys's reaction. You don't think that this is a relief for him as well?
No doubt.
He's come through the organization. He's been such a leader on the field and off the field, and he's down on the field with Pat McCarthy.
All right, guys, thank you. Rhys, we just saw the video of the reaction. It's been a long time coming for you. How does it feel to finally get a chance to play postseason baseball?
Yeah, I mean, this is why we play. It's why we play. Yeah, a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. It's a great group, guys. It's a great group. It's a great group. I'm just excited. I don't even know what to say. What a group of guys. What a group of coaches. All of the staff, the whole traveling party, all of the media guys. It's a group effort. Without anybody that's here right now, we don't get here. So it's a beautiful thing.
You guys have gone through a lot this season. How has this clubhouse come together that it's gotten to this point?
That's it. We have to, right? We have to come together. You got to figure out ways to band together when shit hits the fan. So we did that this year. Here we are. Here we are.
You've always said you wanted to experience a Red October. You finally get to. What about the fans that made their way to Houston today?
Look at the whole crowd right here. It's a crowd of people. We heard it the whole game. These people are awesome. These people are awesome. We can't wait to get back to Philly. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate. Man, wow.
Rob Thompson, he comes in, he takes over, and he created a new identity for this team. What can you say about him?
Yeah, Tomper's been here since 2018. So a long time coming for him. He just has this quiet confidence. He's able to keep us light. He's able to keep us smiling and laughing. It's a tough game, and it's a long season. And if we can continue to do that, usually good results come out. But at the helm of that is Tomper. Happy for him. He's obviously been there. But what a guy to do it with.
Rhys, congratulations. Go celebrate.
Yeah, thank you.
Still a lot of work to do.
Thank you. Go Phils. Go Phils.
All right, Rhys Hoskins joining us. Ruben, Rhys has been part of this core since he got here in 2017, but there's been so many other guys like him that have made this impact.
Yeah, Pat, when we drafted him in the 5th round in 2014, we knew we got a pretty good bat, but he made some unbelievable things happen in his career. He jumped onto the scene and did incredible things his rookie year, and it's got to be a great feeling for him, for the entire organization, so many people that it takes to get this thing done. Not often do you have a managerial change and then have the kind of success that this team has had. No disrespect to Joe Girardi, but Rob Thompson has done some amazing things to steady the ship. The players responded in a very positive way. As I said before, it was just an absolute total team effort, and how fitting was it, as far as I'm concerned, how fitting was it that Aaron Nola was on the mound and just absolutely dealt it and handed the ball off to Zach Eflin. Pat, back to you.
Yeah, the celebration is still ongoing on the field, and the celebration continues in the clubhouse, and we have all the coverage coming. Phillies post-game live, the celebration from the clubhouse, and more after this.